Hello and welcome to this episode of Startups of London. Today we have guests who I'm very excited to speak to from Tailor Bio. I would first like to understand the genesis of your company, who you are, why you have, being an entrepreneur is incredibly difficult. So what on earth has motivated you to do this? And can you tell us about the company a bit, please?
So hello, everyone. My name is Anya. I'm a molecular biologist by background. I did my master in cancer genomics, my PhD in functional genomics. But for the last 10 years, I've been working for Cancer Research UK, trying to identify genomic biomarkers that could help ovarian cancer patients better stratification to clinical trials and also to receive a better, more personalized oriented treatment. But for the time of the Illumina Accelerator, I actually have been seconded to Tailor Bio as CSO full-time, which I enjoy very much. And my main goal and my main mission basically was to translate the research and to make a real difference for cancer patients. So setting up Tailor Bio as a vehicle for that, actually make that translation and that dream possible. But let me go to the beginning. So how we actually start the company. So we had this awesome concept in mind. We had a paper published in Nature. We know basically how to predict response to treatment based on the genomic tests we developed in academia. And one day Jeff came to me and he said, look, there is this venture creation weekend that was organized by Judge Business School in conjunction with Illumina. So why don't we go and just see if our idea will fly and get us closer to the clinic? So our idea was actually chosen by the audience. So we had opportunity to work on it for the whole weekend. And this is where we actually met Jason, who's today our CEO. And we pitched the business case by the end of the weekend. We received the second prize, so it was super encouraging to us and actually made us realize that we might have something real here and some big potential. So soon after that, we got into the accelerator that was actually organized by the Judge Business School. And as a result, there was participating in a medtech competition. And this program really helped us, I think, to shape the idea, to make us realize what we need to do tomorrow, what we will need to do in 2 years' time. And actually, a year after that, we got in to the Illumina Accelerator that we are today, and that we are really happy to participate in. And with that, I will hand over to Jason to tell his experience so far.
Yeah, thanks, Anya. So for me personally, I met Anya and one of the other co-founders, Jeff, at this venture creation weekend. But I was already super excited and interested about pursuing a career in entrepreneurship. And I think what really attracted me the most about working with Anya and Jeff on this particular idea was the fact that this technology and our startup has the potential to actually benefit people and bring about some really positive change in the world. So initially, I was working in a large engineering company, and I found that was a little bit too slow paced for me. Well, wasn't really able to make the change that I wanted to. So startups was really the place that I wanted to go moving forward. I spent some time working in another software startup that was trying to develop improved methods of communication for engineers before I completed my MBA at Cambridge and met up with Anya and the rest of the co-founders to form Tailor Bio.
That's fantastic. And Florian, how about yourself? What were your core motivations in joining this?
Hi, I'm Florian. I'm a computational biologist. My general interest is in understanding cancer genomes and figuring out patterns in cancer genomes that predict whether a patient will react to drugs or not. And I've been working in Cambridge at the Cancer Research UK Institute for more than 10 years, working with all the other co-founders there. And it's just, I felt a bit stuck. The research was extremely interesting. We were publishing papers. It was going very, very well, but all our results were still very far from patients and they were not yet making a difference to lives. From where I sit right now, through the window, I can see Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge. I can see it, but my research was not getting over there. It was not helping anybody. So with Tailor Bio, I hope to get unstuck. At Tailor, I'm leading the computational tech development. I took time out of my scientific job to fully concentrate on the company during the time of the Illumina Accelerator. And I did this because I believe that with Tailor Bio, I can now finally take the research that was stuck in the academic domain and develop it, translate it, turn it into something that benefits patients.
So going back to your journey in Illumina, what were some of the highlights, the key moments, perhaps some of the difficult decisions that you had to make?
Yep. So about a year ago, kind of around the time that we formally founded the company in Companies House, we were really hitting a kind of crucial point in our development where we really needed to make a decision of whether we were going to go or not. I was finishing up my studies here in Cambridge. I was, running out of money. I was either looking for a job or really going to commit to this. And at the same time, Anya, Jeff, Florian, and the others had to decide what the next step was. And this particular opportunity of the Illumina Accelerator popped up. And so we said, all right, let's give it a go. Let's apply to it because this will really be a good validation for us. If we can get in with the work that we've done over the last year or so, then this is a good signal that this is something that we should continue doing and pushing forward to. So when we were fortunate enough to actually hear back from the Illumina Accelerator, I was actually in Australia visiting family. And they invited us to an interview the next week. So I actually had to cut my family visit short and fly back from Australia to the UK for the interview. And I actually arrived on the same day as the interview, rushed up from the airport in Heathrow to join all of the co-founders at Illumina, after 24 hours of travel to kind of pitch in the interview. We were fortunate enough to progress from that. But then I think a second major decision point came when Illumina really wanted us to show commitment to the accelerator and the company by having some of the academics join full-time with me during it. And I think I can hand over to Anya there to perhaps talk about that challenge a little bit more and that difficult decision.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. I think I'm a good representation of a hard decision. And I could probably here actually speak for a whole Tailor team, but in particular myself, because I think the hardest decision wasn't really for us, not during the time of the Illumina Accelerator, but just before we actually joined the Illumina Accelerator. And we were interviewed for the Illumina Accelerator, as Jason mentioned, when actually my baby was only 3 weeks old. So we are actually very lucky that Illumina really wanted, and they see us and they wanted to have us on board. But there was a caveat to that. So they just asked us basically that they requested kind of that only that they expected to see like at least two funders to go full time. And at that moment, we had a really like a tough decision to make. And we know that Jason was committed and he really wanted to go full time straight away from the beginning. There was no question over there. But then all the other 4 founders were academic and all had academic jobs. So Jeff just actually moved to Spain. He moved the whole family over there and set up a new group. So he couldn't actually come back very quickly just for the Illumina Accelerator. It would be like very, very difficult for him. James was very busy with clinic, so he couldn't just leave that. So there was Florian and myself. And there was probably a better time to spin out company when you are just having a baby. But I think there was a moment of now or never. So we had like a very big discussion and we chose now. And together with Florian, we decided to step away from academia for the time of Illumina Accelerator, join Tailor Bio at full time and just basically persuade and just take the idea off the ground. And here we are.
So what does this very difficult decision reveal about the business, its identity, and how did it change you as a team? What do you think?
Yes, I think we wouldn't really, if we wouldn't join the Illumina Accelerator, I don't think we would be here right now. So we would be at a very different place. And I think that's probably this moment decided on the Tailor existence. And joining the Tailor Bio at full-time, I think, was very tough decision and very scary decision as well. And because my baby was super small, my world was already upside down. And at that particular moment, you don't really wish for more drastic changes in your life. We all, had secured comfortable academic positions at leading world-leading institutes. So joining Tailor Bio meant that this is like really you putting self out there outside your comfort zone, and in a time that is quite vulnerable, which is, for me, it was maternity leave, so not ideal time to make any changes in your life, but we all knew how important it is basically to translate our research. We were working for that very, very hard and to get to that stage, so we really wanted to make a difference for cancer patients. So even though the time wasn't perfect, we just decided to take the opportunity, follow that dream. And it was a risky move, I think, for us. But if we make it, if we can get this test to the clinic, if we in that way could help patients and make a real difference for them and for their treatment, for their families, it would be, and it is definitely worth it. And of every, feeling scared and weird at that time. And it's very, very rewarding for every of us.
Thank you very much, Anya. It's a huge commitment, and kudos to all of you. That just goes to show how dedicated you are to this mission, and there's like a purpose behind this. And I'd like to hear what Florian thinks about this as we almost conclude this conversation. So what do you think that commitment, that lifestyle change, structured change the identity of the company? And with that, what do you think your biggest next challenges are?
One of our really big next challenges is just to find an identity for the company. We have hired people now. We have grown over the last few months. We are in a very difficult situation because we have computational people, we have wet lab people, we have people with a very diverse skill set. We have to bring all of them together. And we have to do that during a time of lockdown when we can't actually all meet in person. So it's a very difficult process of just getting a team spirit together. And we're very lucky in the people that we hired. They're all very open. They all work very well together. So it's a great experience too. It's challenging, but it's also just great to see how to build something up from scratch and bring all these people together.
It's quite a difficult challenge. I wish you all the best. If I've seen a company that's filled with purpose and meaning, this is one of them, definitely. So thank you very much for taking the time for this interview. And I hope people who watch this are really inspired by what we are doing. And if you're looking for new hires in the future, then this is a very good introduction for them to what kind of a company and culture you're building as a team. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm Global Head of Illumina Accelerator. We're a company creation engine focused on building genomics-driven startups. We have 2 locations, one in the San Francisco Bay Area and one in Cambridge, UK. And at Illumina, our mission is to unlock the power of the genome to improve human health. And we know we can't do it alone. So over the past 6 years, we've been partnering with entrepreneurs across the globe to unlock the power of the genome, to help the entrepreneurs and the startups build genomics-driven companies in the therapeutic space, in diagnostics, in synthetic biology, and direct-to-consumer software, research tools, applications. We've really been able to work with entrepreneurs to kind of push the boundaries of where genomics can go.
Hey, I'm Anya, and I'm the head of Illumina Accelerator Cambridge. So entrepreneurs, we're on the hunt to find the best genomic startups across the globe. What we're looking for is raw talent. We provide access to capital, sequencing credits, coaching, as well as access to state-of-the-art lab facilities. Apply now, as we can't wait to meet you and help you accelerate your company.